What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Dr. Splash, and I'm actually on a walk right now. I had to get some cardio in, and I decided why not record one of the dopest videos I've worked on in a long time while I'm doing this. So today we are going to discuss Mr. Terrific versus Reed Richards. Both of them killing it on the big screen right now. So I felt like why not do a battle between somewhat similar characters in terms of intelligent leaders for the comic book scene. Let's put them together in 2 rounds. First round being a random encounter, second round being a prep battle. I'm super pumped to give you both of these characters and break them down. I have every single appearance and feat for both characters. If you want access to those scan servers, hit me up. But anyways, without further ado, 300 plus likes would be amazing. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Now, first, we're going to talk about Mr. Terrific. Now, Michael Holt ended up being one of my favorite characters I've ever read. He is someone who took up for Terry Sloan. Terry Sloan being one of the most intelligent men ever and a really respected superhero by the name of Mr. Terrific. Now, upon donning this role, especially recognized by Spectre in the 90s, Michael Holt was providing a new hope to his people. In fact, he actually squared off with Spectre in order to provide this hope. The streets, however you want to call it, in terms of back then, Black America wasn't nearly as represented, especially for those that felt like they were coming out of areas that weren't as well received economically, right? And because of this, Michael Holt gave them hope. He was a brilliant, intelligent man that was constantly hanging out in the hood. He just gave everybody hope. No matter what color you were, Michael Holt was that guy, but he particularly did very well with other characters, including the Living Lightning, his boy, who always accuses him of only teaching him because he's a young black. He's like, oh, you're just an older black dude trying to boss up on me. But him and the Living Lightning, they have a great dynamic that he can actually call upon him when he wants. But besides getting that out the way, as Terrific being this really hope piece after taking over for Terry Sloan and being this really intelligent guy who took up superhero work after his wife was killed. What makes him so special? Well, Michael Holt is typically designated as top 3 smartest humans in the world. However, there's something about this designation we need to address. This is simply a guess. This is an estimate based on history. Keep in mind, Michael Holt has not been around doing his thing that long, but his knowledge pool and his intelligence is actually scalable and directly comparable to the likes of Batman and Lex Luthor. Even Metamorpho has said, quite frankly, Terrific can do things no one else can intelligence-wise. This manifests mostly in his T-spheres and his T-mask. Now, his T-mask is a special nanite that no one has figured out in the DC universe. Nobody has managed to even get this mask off of him, even when he's fucking out for the count. They still can't get it off his face. This allows him to perform extreme technical jobs, extreme intelligence gathering, see the world on literally different levels, and his perception's insane. Can react to and catch the flash and flash to your opponents all the time. His T-spheres, which operate off the information he downloads into him, consistently are faster than everybody in the JSA and the JLA. Whether it's Plastic Man, whether it's Metamorpho, whether it's the Flash. Consistently, these T-spheres are faster than everything, which makes sense because he literally uses them to travel the 9th dimension, no issue, and he's also done this with just 1 T-sphere. And he's also fast enough, thanks to his T-mask, to react to and blitz things like the T-spheres. So it's absolutely incredible in terms of their AP. They've straight up said if he wanted to, his T-spheres could solo the Earth. Like, Michael Holt could take over Earth if he really wanted to. And these T-spheres have knocked back Celestial Titans, knocked back Plastic Man, knocked back Plastic Man's opponents. These high tiers, the ones that scale to Superman, he doesn't I wouldn't say he's like at their level AP-wise consistently, but when he's pissed off, those T-spheres definitely pack a punch to where he could put those tiers down or at least really hurt them. Durability-wise, his nanite suit, he is naturally durable as well thanks to this. However, he's not perfect. He can be KO'd. He's still a guy with extreme tech. But overall, he's absolutely brilliant. Martial arts, he's perfected over 6 of them, and due to his cognitive ability, it makes him that much more dangerous as a fighter. Yeah, he's an absolute beast, bringing the T-spheres, the T-mask, and his swag. But is it enough in a random encounter? Now, Reed is the famous leader of the Fantastic Four, who was famously bombarded by cosmic rays when they went on a space mission. Reed, being already arguably the smartest human to ever exist, was only naturally enhanced by these cosmic rays, giving him unstable molecules that essentially allows him to stretch his body to whatever he wants, as well as increasing his already natural predisposition to intelligence and all these other things. Having become heroes with the Fantastic Four, Reed would lead the space voyages from Earth. He would be the one that really helps branch out, check out the cosmos, and understand everything around him, while simultaneously keeping the Earth safe from threats home and away. Now, most famously, Reed is the rival to Victor Von Doom, who is not only one of the most brilliant men to ever exist, he's also one of the most brilliant sorcerers, technical geniuses, all these things. Despite that, Reed still keeps up with him in their encounters, and in my opinion, we always talk about his intelligence, but we don't really talk about what Reed's capable of in random encounters. Due to his physical ability, Reed is far tougher and stronger than people actually think. Multiple times he's held back an angry Ben Grimm, even able to go toe-to-toe with him. He's said fuck the rap shit and straight up thrown hands with Dr. Doom on several occasions during Secret Wars. There's the times he was holding all the heroes back, literally wrapping them up, encasing them. He's taken on the likes of Annihilus. He's held off black holes and held Ben from getting sucked into a negative zone event. Like there's a ton of physical feats that Reed actually has at his disposal. On top of this, his training consists of essentially analyzing every threat the Fantastic Four has faced and all the potential threats, discovering every weakness, and tailoring his fighting style and combative approach to said weaknesses. So he's really an intelligent-based fighter who has massive physical capabilities thanks to the cosmic rays. On top of this, his ability to dodge, his speed, he's kept up with some of the fastest characters. He can react to Doom, Cosmic Amp Doom. He can react to Silver Surfer, can react to Terrax, Annihilus. All these higher tier characters he can keep up with in speed. It's just a lot of times we don't give him a lot of physical credit due to the fact that we associate him so much with brilliance. But the Stretchy Boy's got hands, okay? And he's a legitimate threat in a random encounter off just strictly physical stats alone, not even taking into account how actually brilliant he is in the fights. On top of this, he does sometimes have equipment. However, I think it's safe to say in a random encounter, Reed's probably not carrying around any crazy shit. He's probably just doing his thing. Now, granted, this is someone who can always pull up the Fantastic ship. He can always go back to base and get a bunch of crazy shit. He's always kind of had access to that, but that's not technically a random encounter, right? If we're talking about what he typically carries around with him, it's just basic tech for whatever experiments he's working on. It's nothing usually anything crazy. It's the stuff that he has at home that you got to worry about. But besides that, he's one of the most brilliant characters to ever exist, who is also complemented by a wider range of physical metahuman abilities. So if these two were to clash in a random encounter, how do I see this going? Well, I think Reed has him physically in every stat except for speed, right? I do think Terrific's T-Mask and his demonstrated speed throughout time, definitely fast enough, if not just blatantly faster than Reed Richards. However, in a scrap, obviously Reed's stronger, way more durable. He can stretch however he wants. He can bend his body to avoid attacks, even his head. It's a bunch of crazy shit Reed can do. What this comes down to is, can the T-Spheres and the T-Mask put in enough work to put down Reed in this random encounter? And in my opinion, yes, they can. The T-Spheres hit hard enough. The T-Mask will allow him to react and adapt to anything Reed's throwing at him in a random prep fight. The fact that he constantly deals with Plastic Men, like he deals with Plastic Man in general, but they've literally fought copies and stuff. He knows how to fight a stretchy character. He knows how to fight someone like this. I'm not saying Reed has zero experience with a brilliant character, but these T-Spheres are too fast. His T-Mask can create a null event. He could put him in a containment, drop him in a null event with just these T-Spheres. He could hit him with the same T-Spheres that was rocking Celestial Titans. These bitches are strong. They're fast as fuck. And I do think in a random encounter, he could use the T-Spheres to eventually overwhelm and at least temporarily put down Reed. I don't know if he could kill him, but he could at least temporarily put him down. So in the random encounter, I have Mr. Terrific winning high difficulty. Let's move on to prep. Now, this is a completely different ball game when we talk about prep, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Mr. Terrific's kind of in trouble here. Now, in terms of prep, what's made Terrific so brilliant over the years is his ability to adapt, react, and adjust technology accordance to what they're dealing with, right? But Terrific typically isn't really making weapons. He's making defenses, diagnostic tests, healing shit, preparing, firewalls, all that stuff. He's not really the, oh, I'm gonna take 5 minutes and create a super fucking weapon, right? Meanwhile, Reed Richards has shit in his closet to blow up everything. I'm talking about, this is the same motherfucker that hopped out the whip and said, oh, we're getting pressed by a Celestial, be right back. Went to the crib, came back with a super fucking Celestial, he shot him. It was crazy. So I don't understand where the discrepancy comes for that. Is incredible. And I think it would be an issue for anyone to say otherwise at this point, like who has more experience doing what, who's doing a better job at what in terms of this category. Like Reed takes it by a pretty massive margin. He's incredibly gifted in warfare when it comes to prep time. He's incredibly gifted at putting himself in a position to use his weapons to the best advantage. Like I said, in prep, he's always reading the opponent, has a perfect diagnostic on how to handle them, and his weapons he would be bringing, I don't see Terrific stopping that. Terrific would be able to obviously get a read on Reed Richards. He'd be able to figure out some ways to stop him or help stop him, but ultimately what it comes down to is weapons wise, Reed's just way more proven at having the better weapons in these situations. And because of that, I actually have Reed winning kind of low difficulty in a prep battle. I just think he's better built for this shit. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I leaned Terrific in the random, high diff, Reed in prep, low diff. So overall, I'd probably give the edge in the total matchup to Reed Richards based on the difficulty level. But yeah, I'm excited to hear what you guys think. I had a lot of fun talking about this, reviewing it. If you want all the scans for both characters, definitely hit me up to talk business. But yeah, anyways, it's been your boy Dr. Splash. And remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.